Hi, everybody. Let me once again invite you for a short discussion on a poem. Today, I'm going to discuss a different poem. This is an ode. Odes are different category of poems, especially focusing on particular place, thing, or an object. This ode writers seem to give inner details of the subjects or the topics, themes taken into consideration in odes. When we consider the ode writers, John Keats is very famous. He wrote 5 odes. They are very much recognized. And also, there's a super place for his odes in English literature. We are going to take one ode from John Keats for discussion. Let me share the screen and do it. I hope you can see the screen. This is Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Now, when you say John Keats, look at his lifetime, 1795 to 1821. It's very short period of time. He lived 26 years. During these 26 years, his contribution for the poetry was very highly recognized. However, his odes were not very famous when he was living. It was after his death people started appreciating his odes. He died young of tuberculosis or TB because that was his family illness. Those days there were no cures, proper medicine for tuberculosis, TB. Therefore, whoever gets this curse, this illness, they are sure to die. He knew that he was about to die when he was nursing his brother. However, he did not stop his creativity. He did not stop his creative writing. He believed something called negative capability. And he continued to write his poetry. We are going to discuss one of his poems. And this is Ode on a Grecian Urn. As I told before, odes give details of certain themes taken into consideration. Here he has taken urn for consideration. In the present day English meaning for urn is a vase. And he is using very beautiful poetic devices from the very beginning of the poem, from the very beginning of the ode. Thou he begins. That means he's addressing the urn or the vase, calling you. That means he's personifying the urn at the very outset of the poem. Thou is still unravished bride of quietness. He's metaphorizing urn into a bride. What kind of bride? Unravished bride. Not used by bridegrooms or not having any sexual relationship with a man. Unravished bride of quietness. Thou foster child of silence and slow time. He is considering the way the vase is produced. It is a production of an artist. And he says very beautifully, this production was fathered by silence and slow time. Of course, for art and crafts, sculptures, drawings, paintings to come, you need time, you need patience, you need silence. So knowing this very well, very clearly, poet tells you are a poster child of silence and slow time. And also he tells about the age, the time of this vase. Sylvan historian. You are a historian who can't thus express. You can't express like we do in poetry. However, a flowery tale more sweeter than our rhyme. There is a flowery tale, beautiful story, more sweet, and do you do it more sweeter than in our rhyme, in our poetry. In our poetry, we explain beautiful things sweetly, but you are doing it more sweetly. He, the poet, being a second generation romantic poet, is now focusing on other forms of arts. Vases or urns are other forms of art. They also belong to romantic movement, or they all came under the school of romantic movement or romanticism. So sculptures, art, vases, other objects all had a story to tell, all had a beautiful story to relate. He tells, you are also telling a very beautiful story to us. And he goes into details of the urn or the vase gradually. He is looking at the inner details of the carvings or engravings or embossed pictures he sees on the urn, on the vase. And he is asking several questions by looking at the figures that he sees on the body of the urn. What leaf fringe legend haunt about thy shape? Of course, he's again saying thy shape, your shape. Urn's shape is seen by the poet as a woman, as a bride. And there's a legend, story about your shape. And he's asking of deities or morals or both. This tells a story about gods. Deities are gods. Mortals. Mortals are the people, human beings. People open for death. Deities or mortals. Of both. Maybe your story is of gods, human beings, of both. This story is a beautiful one. It is now told indirectly, though it is not done like in poems. There is a story. When you look at these drawings, carvings, or else embossed figures, engraved figures, whatever it is, we see a story and is considered the place that the vase is kept in Thames or Dales of Arcady. The story is coming maybe from a place, T capital here, Thames, or Dales of Arcady, a kind of arcade of a particular plain land which is suitable to keep this vase, keep this urn, And he is now further asking about the stories of the figures he sees on the vase, on the urn. What is the next question? Let's see. What men or gods are these? He's asking a question. Actually, he's asking the question from the urn. What men or gods are these? Now, Greek is very famous, or Greece as a country is very famous for gods and the stories connected with gods and men. Especially in Greece, we come across lot of stories in Greek mythology. And he's asking right question from the urn. What men or gods are these? Who are these people I see on the body of the urn? Are they gods or are they men? What maiden loads? What are these maidens doing? What are they performing? Maidens means unmarried girls, or maybe girls who did not have any kind of previous sexual relationships, or we can even call such people as pure, very pure, unspoiled, not corrupted women. What maidens law? He's asking this question. Probably he's asking this question from the aunt because he's having a kind of conversation with this vase, with his aunt. Then he goes to ask some other questions. What mad pursuit? What struggle to escape? Maybe again he must be referring to these people, especially these women, these ladies, maidens. What are you doing? What struggle you are doing to escape? It seems to me, I see you girls, you young girls, you are trying to escape. Also, he sees musicians playing pipes. Pipes are wind-based musical instruments. What pipes? What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? He is asking a very serious question. He is considering this kind of activity between men and maidens is a kind of sensual game. Men are playing flutes or pipes or similar musical instruments, but girls are, maidens are trying to escape. You are struggle. What struggle to escape? You are trying to escape from men. Maybe he sees a kind of sensual relationship between these two categories, men and maiden. Let us go to the next stanza and see how he continues. He continues the same idea, but gives us a kind of philosophical phrase at the very beginning. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye of pipes play on. This says something philosophical. Always the things to be done are pleasurable, beautiful, pleasure giving, enjoyable. But once the things are done, they are not that pleasurable. They are not that sweet. They are not that beautiful. And that idea, that philosophical idea is brought here in the first line itself, saying, heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. He tells he is actually addressing now with the figures, with the people he sees on the urn, specifically the maidens and also the pipers, the men. And he says, okay, you continue. What is to be done is always beautiful and is much better than the things done. Actually, in a picture, in a drawing, in an art, you can't see the actions, future actions you can't see. You can see particular action before happening or before that action is actually happening in the real world. Maybe trying to catch something, maybe trying to play something, maybe trying to do something. All actions to be done. Those are very beautiful according to him. So these lovers uh, probably these maidens and young boys, young people, they are about to love make. They are about to have a kind of sensual engagement. And he tells, he suggests, therefore ye sub pipes play on. What you are trying to do is good. Actually, it is very nice before doing it. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Already things you have done are sweet, fine. But the things that you have got to do in the future are very sweeter, are very much sweeter. Therefore, continue. Play on means he says continue. And also, if it is music, he turns quickly to music, not to the sensual ear, but more endeared pipe to the spiritities of no tone. He's suggesting actual music, you produce sound, but silence is also, on the other hand, music. No tone. No tone means silence. On the arm, if you see musicians playing, they can't produce actually tone. They can't produce sound. Then it's better. That is also in imagination we can hear. So he's asking the maidens or virgins and the boys here, young boys, young lovers, to continue with whatever the activity you are doing. If it is singing, continue singing. If it is kissing, continue kissing. If it is any other action he sees on the arm, continue it. Then he is addressing a particular one in the scene. And he says, fair youth, a young man, beneath the trees, thou canst not leave thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. He's telling a true fact to the young boy, fair youth, who is under a tree. And you can't leave this place. True. You are permanently on the vase or on the urn under a tree. For another 100 years, if the urn is living or if the urn is existing, the boy will be there, fair youth will be there. You can't leave. Also, he says, those trees never be bare. ever can those trees be bare. No ever can these trees be bare. These trees at the moment on the arm are full of leaves, maybe flowers, and they will remain as they are. For British people, people who are living in the western part of the world, they have changes on trees. For some seasons, especially for winter and autumn, the trees shed leaves. And for spring and summer, they have leaves. So always these Western people, British people loved the spring or summer because trees are full of green leaves or flowers or maybe fruits sometimes. So that's a good form. He suggests, okay, you can't live, even this tree can't shed leaves because permanently, eternally, these embossed or engraved pictures on the arm are there forever. And he tell, bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss. Though winning near the goal, yet do not grieve. Now there is a lover. Also he sees. Maybe he sees young maidens or very young girls. And also he sees a lover. And lover, bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss. According to this picture, you are trying to kiss this girl. You are trying to kiss this virgin, but you cannot do it. And he says, don't grieve, don't worry. You are winning near the goal. And that's the most beautiful thing, according to his suggestion at the very outset of the stanza. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. So maybe he's continuing the same idea. Don't worry. This time is the best time. Before kissing the virgin, before kissing the young girl, bold lover, you can't kiss, but don't worry, don't grieve. She will be fair forever. She cannot fade. That means she'll be fair, beautiful. Though thou hast not thy bliss, you can't actually enjoy kissing. You are trying to kiss according to this picture. You are trying to kiss. So I feel you can't get the bliss out of kissing, enjoyment out of kissing. But don't worry, that's so beautiful and so nice. Forever will thou love and she be fair. And he says, according to the verse, she, the girl, the maiden, or maybe the virgin, will be forever a virgin, forever a young maiden, and you will be continuing to love her until the end of this are no was. Forever. He says, forever will thou love and she be fair. Don't worry. We'll continue. Ah, happy, happy boughs that cannot shed leaves, nor ever bid the spring adieu, and happy melodies unweird, forever piping songs forever new. More happy love, more happy, happy love. Now he continues the same idea. He talks to, he actually addresses the people there. Here also he addresses the melodies, the boy, and he suggests the atmosphere. Ah, happy, happy boughs. Even these boughs, branches, even these branches seem to be very happy. A branch of a tree can be very happy if the branch has leaves and flowers, maybe fruits, maybe such branches, forever happy because they cannot shed your leaves. You are not dropping your leaves. You are always having your leaves. Never bid the spring adieu. You can't say goodbye to spring. Forever for you, spring. If this is done, if this artwork is done in the springtime, forever on the arm, the time will be springtime. You cannot say goodbye and go to the next season. And he is then addressing happy, happy melodies. The singer, musician. Actually, it's a melodist, he's a musician. You are unweird. If a real musician, of course, if you are living, playing and playing and playing, you will be tired. But on the arm, the musician is unweird, not tired. You will be piping forever, piping songs forever, and also you will be new forever. More happy love, more happy, happy love. And maybe your song is on love. Maybe the people, the young boys and the maidens are enjoying their love. Happy, happy love forever. Look at the exclamation marks. He's using these exclamation marks to indicate that this will happen forever. He wants, as the poet, he wants these lovers to be happy forever. These young boys to be happy forever. These virgins to be happy forever. And he further says, for a worm and still to be enjoyed. For a warm and still to be enjoyed. Warmth, the hot atmosphere, is something that is very much valued by Westerners, British people, because they have a considerable time of the year which is cool, and opposite is warm. Warm climate means active climate. They can go out, enjoy the time. And he says, forever warm, still to be enjoyed. Always you have warm time on the arm. You have warm time. Time is probably springtime or summertime. Forever panting, forever young. If you are doing some activity, maybe you are panting. Maybe you are breathing heavily, panting. And forever young. All you people remain on the arm as young boys and girls. Forever panting, forever young. Now he being a TB patient, tuberculosis patient, he is maybe probably telling, I am now suffering from this illness and I will die out of this illness after some time. But if I can keep a positive thinking, creative positive thinking, and if I can be happy forever, that is what he meant as negative capability. And he turns to human beings, calling all breathing human passion far above. That leaves a heart high, sorrowful, and cloyed. Maybe probably he's turned into himself, turned into people who are breathing outside, living human beings, not like you. Living human beings, we have very high, sorrowful, cloyed. We have to face this sorrowful, bad situation. He knows very well that he's a TB patient. And probably without directly telling about it, tells, we breathing humans, we have problems. We have sorrowful situation. But you people on the arm, on the vase, are not facing any sorrowful situation like that. And also, he says further, a burning forehead and parching tongue. We have both burning forehead and parching tongue. When we are tired of speaking, we experience parching tongue. and also burning forehead. We get tired. We breathing human beings are sorrowful and we get tired. But you are not going to be so, because you are embossed on the urn, on the vase. Maybe you are printed or painted on the vase or urn. So you will live forever, not like us. Next, let me go to the next stanza. Sorry. Who are these coming to the sacrifice? Actually, he is turning our attention from that sensual scene to another scene. That is bit of a religious scene. Who are these coming to the sacrifice? I hope you understand the word meaning sacrifice. Usually in religions, various religions world over, you have sacrifice. Maybe you sacrifice yourself, or maybe you get other animals for the sacrifice. Let's read. Who are these coming to sacrifice? To what green altar, O mysterious priest, leads thou that heifer lowering at skies, and all her silken flank with garland dressed? He's asking a question from, and he sees another scene there. That is a priest, and probably be with other people. Probably there may be other people, crowd, going to a kind of slaughter, sacrifice. Who is to face the sacrifice? Heifer, female cow, leads thou heifer, lowering sky, and all the silken planks with garland dressed. You know, maybe you have been to India, and many Indians do similar sacrifices. They dress cows, they garland cows, and they slaughter cows. Not only India. Don't blame me by mentioning India. Very frequently we see in India, not only in India, many other South Asian countries, even in Sri Lanka, there are similar practices. Cows, goats, fowl, these creatures are taken for sacrifice, and they kill, they slaughter, in order to get blessing to the human being. A similar situation is suggested here. And he sees a barren land. Land, now there are no people. A little town by river, seashore, or mountain built, peaceful citadel is emptied of this folk. Maybe this city is now emptied. Emptied because of sacrifice, maybe because they have left the place. Maybe all the people who are in the town, who are in the citadel, are going for the sacrifice, and he sees a kind of barren, empty city-like land on the urn, on the vase, a citadel. I hope you know the meaning citadel. Citadel is a plain land on a mountain area. And he says, is emptied of this pork, this pious mourn. This is religious once again. Pious means religious. And it's a kind of mourn. Maybe people are mourning, people are worried over something religious, pious mourn, and this little town is now empty. And little town, thy streets for evermore will silent be. As it is on the urn, on the vase, these streets are going to be silent forever. Usually the streets are not silent. Busy streets, they make full of sound. If you take a highly populated city, you have busy streets full of sounds. And he says here, silent street, and these streets will forever be silent, and not a soul to tell why thou art desolate can ever return. And he imagines, as I see on this arm, at the moment this town is empty. This town is now vacated, and maybe the people have gone to sacrifice. Maybe the people have gone out. But he suggests forever these cities on the earth will be empty, will be silent, and there will not be any person, not a soul, to tell the reason to be so desolate. If in the history, if a particular town was earlier populated and later it was empty, then there should be somebody to tell the story. But he says, according to the story he sees on the earth, there's no one to tell, not a soul to tell why thou art desolate. So deserted in this particular place. There's nobody to tell the story. We'll go to the next stanza. Then he is asking again, he's turning to the one, to the vast, O Attic shape, fair attitude, with braid of marble men and maidens overwrought, with forest branches and trodden weed. Thou silent form dost tease us out of thought, as doth eternity. Cold pastoral. Let us discuss up to that point. Now he is once again turning his attention, also he is taking our attention to the urn, to the vase. And it sees these marble men and maiden. They may be these men and virgins made like marbles, and they are there. And also the wheat, forest, branches, all these things are there on the urn, on the vase, and it is very much like a pastoral. Pastoral means greenery, vegetation, farming. That kind of atmosphere is created. And he is particularly talking about history. When old age shall this generation waste, and he tell, at the end of this present generation, in the old age, thou shall remain in the midst of other war. Then ours, a friend to man, to whom thou sayest, beauty is truth, truth beauty. And that is all ye know on earth, and only ye to know. Now he ends the ode by taking once again a kind of summary of the whole story, whole story of the arm. You will, however, maybe this generation will waste, generation will go, but thou shall remain. Thou mean again the bride. Bride means arm, was. Thou shall remain in the midst of war. Wars mean sorrowful situation. Usually, when one generation is over, maybe due to war, maybe due to any other calamity, whatever it is, you will remain among wars. And you will be friend to the man, whoever the man to come in the future. And you tell a message, you tell a story, whom thou sayest, a beautiful another philosophical story he is suggesting at the end. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. This is also very much quoted in English language. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. You will tell the story to future men and women. You will be remaining for other centuries as an artifact, and you tell the beauty is truth, truth, beauty. You tell this idea, you give this idea. Now it has given already given to me as the poet, as a breathing human being, as a man. I got that feeling. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. And you keep on telling this story to the future men and women you come across, and you also tell that's all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know. And you will tell on the earth, this is an utter truth. This is a philosophical idea. That is, beauty is truth, truth, beauty. And he ends the ode like that. Thank you very much. We will meet you once again in another form.